Okay, hello everybody. What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the mowing. I'm sure you could hear it in the background. My landscapers, well, I should say our landscapers, are outside mowing the community right now. So we're going to hear some nice lawn tending noises this morning as I begin my first of 2 live streams. How is everybody? Hello. Wow. Excuse me. Well, we're par for the course here today. Good morning, everyone. Burp. All right, very nice. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here for the very first stream of the day. And today is going to be very exciting. I hope you guys are excited for today's stream. You may be wondering, what's going to happen? What's going on? Well, I have lots of updates, actually, for everyone in regards to today's streaming. Some big developments, actually. I've made a decision, and we had some updates because of the events of last night's streaming. So we've got a lot to talk about here on pre-stream today, okay, guys? Alright, so, guys, thank you very much for being here. Today is Wednesday, April 18th, 2018. That's right, we are very closely and quickly approaching the end of April. And boys, I guarantee you it's going to fly by, because guess what, folks? Tomorrow night is the premiere of God of War, which I know you guys are excited for. I'm excited for it. We're all really pumped for this. After kind of holding out all year waiting for one ginormous AAA release to finally blow our socks off, it looks like we may have it. At least if all these reviews and reports are correct from what people have been saying, it looks like we're definitely going to get it in the form of God of War, but I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so let me tell you guys about some of the updates going on with the streams, because I'm sure you guys are going to be excited to hear some of the news I have to share with you. All right, so first of all, today's first stream right now is the God of War Redemption run continuing. All right, now here's the thing. If you've been following the playthrough, you'll know that I've gotten in the story all the way up to the Forbidden Woods. I beat the Forbidden Woods, and then I went to Canehurst, and I completed Canehurst, and then I started the Nightmare Frontier. All right, so right now, I'm right smack dab inside the Nightmare Frontier. I don't 100% remember how much is left in it, but I know there's still probably at least an hour of content in the Nightmare Frontier before it's wrapped up, okay? So then, that being said, guys, did I say God of War Redemption run? Obviously, I meant to say Bloodborne Redemption run. I'm in the middle of the Bloodborne Redemption run, excuse me. Some people are saying I said God of War Redemption run. So, that's where we are right now, okay? Now, I've been getting lots of demand for the Old Hunters DLC, but I wanted to be sure that I at least was at the level where when I go to this DLC, it's fair. And most people have said you should be probably level 60 to 70 to take on the Old Hunters DLC. And I'm currently in the 60s. So probably by the time that I get done with the Nightmare Frontier, I'll probably be with 60 to 70. You know what I mean? So that being the case, I don't want to go to Old Hunters completely over-leveled. All right? However, sadly, what's going to happen here is no matter what I do, when I return back to whatever I haven't done, I'm going to be over-leveled. So, for example, if I do Old Hunters, when I go back to the main story of Bloodborne, I'm going to be crazy over-leveled. Same thing if I go on with the main story and go to Bergenworth and take on Rom and do all that. When I go to Old Hunters, I'll probably be over-leveled. So it's kind of like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. No matter what I do, I'm going to end up being over-leveled for one or the other. All right? So it is what it is. But that's what we're going to do. So here's the plan. All right? A few plans. Number one, finishing up Nightmare Frontier, okay? And then, number two, Old Hunters DLC, okay? That's what we're going to do. That's the plan of what I want to do, all right? So, that means, as soon as I finish Nightmare Frontier today, yeah, we're going to figure out how to enter the Old Hunters DLC. I think there's an amygdala that grabs you, just like for Nightmare Frontier. I think there's a different amygdala that teleports you there. I'm not sure where it is, but I have to find it or whatever. Okay? So there you go. Now, also, I've been mulling over swapping my weapons because I've been wanting to use another high skill usage weapon in the game, or at least a weapon that scales with skill. And people have made some suggestions. One of them is the one that Eileen the Crow gives you, but you have to finish her plot line, and I haven't finished her plot line, okay? Now, another one that apparently I just unlocked but was not aware, it's called the Chikage. It is a hybrid katana European sword, apparently. And the reason that I could get it now is because I beat Canehurst. Apparently, when you beat Canehurst, you get the Canehurst badge, and that allows you to actually buy the Chikage sword from the vendor in the Hunter's Dream. However, it costs 50,000 blood echoes, and it has a minimum requirement of, I believe it's 12 blood tinge, which I don't have. All right. So that being said, I do want to use that sword. However, I need to up my blood tinge. Plus, I have Evelyn. I found the gun, handgun Evelyn, in Canehurst, and that also needs a much higher blood tinge rating for me to use it. So I am going to be focusing on leveling blood tinge. Every single time I level up now, it's going to be blood tinge, blood tinge, blood tinge, until finally I'm at the level where I can use these weapons. And then I'm going to, I think, switch over. I mean, I've used this threaded cane for the entirety of the playthrough so far. And not to say that it hasn't worked, because it did. Now that it's leveled up, it's actually doing tons of damage to everything. But, you know, for variety's sake, I think I might want to switch it up. And that way, if I try the sword and I don't like it, I could always go back to the threaded cane. So we'll see. But that's kind of the plan I'm having right now, is that I want to focus in on leveling blood tinge so that I can hopefully use the Evelyn and use the Chikage. If it doesn't work out, I'll just stick with the threaded cane. But that's kind of the focus I have right now moving forward in Bloodborne, okay? Sounds good? So there you go. So the plan for Bloodborne today, finish Nightmare Frontier, level up Blood Tinge, head to the Old Hunters DLC, and that's what a lot of people have been waiting for. They're saying, you know, Phil, you did not play the original, you know, you played the DLC only through the first segment, never beat Ludwig first time around. We want to see you do it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I want to see how it goes. Let's see how it goes today. All right, I don't know how far I'm going to get today. Tonight, folks, my second stream, which will start at 6:15 p.m. Pacific time, is the premiere of Yakuza 6, the newly released Yakuza game. Just came out yesterday, and I didn't get to play it on release day because I wanted to wrap up Ni no Kuni 2, which I did. I know a lot of people are surprised because they were like, I had no idea that you were going to finish Ni no Kuni 2 so early. It's funny that they say so early. I've been playing the game, no lie, 40 hours and 3 weeks, okay? Actually, more like 3.5 weeks. But yeah, you know, see, that's the thing with Ni no Kuni is when you actually go back to the story advances very quickly. So I was in the midst of doing ridiculous amounts of side content, and I said, well, let me go back to the story. Next thing you know, the story's over. I beat the game. So yeah, Ni no Kuni 2 is done. All right. And that means tonight, the premiere of Yakuza 6, already downloaded and installed on my PS4. I'm excited to be premiering this game tonight on my second stream, so I hope you guys will join me for that later tonight. Should be pretty fun, okay? Now, tomorrow is the special day, guys, because number one, more than likely tomorrow, the entirety of my Bloodborne stream will be the Old Hunters DLC, okay? And depending on how well I do in it, you know, maybe I'll beat it tomorrow, maybe I won't, okay? We'll have to see. I've heard that two of the bosses apparently in the Bloodborne DLC are the most challenging that From Software has ever made. Now, I don't know if that's just a gross overhyping and over-exaggeration or not, but that's what I've been told, okay? So I guess we're going to find out tomorrow, all right? Because more than likely, I probably won't get to those bosses today since apparently they're at the end of the DLC. So we'll see. Tomorrow should be a focus only on Old Hunters and seeing if I can beat it, okay? But tomorrow night, Thursday night, there will not be, all right, there will not be a typical second stream. Typical second stream for me is around 6:15 p.m. Pacific time. I'm not doing that tomorrow, okay? There will not be a typical second stream. Now, why? Well, guys, it's because tomorrow is the premiere, the release of God of War. That's right, the game we're all waiting for, right? Super hyped, all the reviews are positive, and I'm very excited to jump into this playthrough with you guys. By all reports, the game is 20 hours long, just story, 40 hours long or more if you do side content. Obviously, I'm probably going to be doing a mix of both. So I'm very excited to start up this playthrough with you guys. So I'm going to do it as soon as it releases. All right? As soon as it releases. When is it releasing? 9 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow night. So I will be probably starting up a stream around 8:30 p.m. to hype it up a little bit. And then at 9 p.m. when it unlocks, boom, we're jumping right into God of War. It'll be about 2 hours, if not a little bit more, of the premiere night, launch night gameplay of God of War. All right? Should be good. And then I'm going to be playing God of War all day Friday. Both of my gameplay streams will be God of War on Friday. So within that one launch window day, I'll be playing at least 8 or more hours of God of War on stream for you guys. I'm very excited. I am. Then, guys, Saturday's my day off. And I know you might be saying, huh? Well, that's kind of that's weird and deflating because you're just jumping into God of War, this hype new playthrough. And, why are you taking a day off? Well, it's because I've been working 8 straight days. 8 days without a break, without grocery shopping. I need to take a little bit of time away here to spend some time with my girl, to recharge my batteries, and to, do the necessary shopping around the house that I need to do. So Saturday's my day off. The good news, all right, the good news about this, all right, is that if everything goes according to plan and everything works out well, I think what's going to happen is people are going to be playing the hell out of God of War. And for those of you who maybe want to play the game yourselves and not be spoiled by my playthrough, all right, a lot of people say, well, I love watching Phil play these games, but I want to play it first and then watch his playthrough. Since I'm taking a day off on Saturday, it may give many of you an opportunity to play way ahead of where I am in the game. And then when I resume on Sunday, you can come back to the streams and watch me play because you were like, okay, I've already seen this, so I'm not spoiled. See what I mean? So I think it actually is going to it's great because on release day, people who are really here for the release day hype, we can all be here together. But then because I'm taking that day off right away, those who want to get ahead of me so they're not spoiled won't be, and then they can come back on Sunday and not be spoiled. All right? So, Sunday, I will be coming back to God of War. Will be my one major gameplay stream for Sunday. And then next week, this is the plan, just so you guys know, the rough plan. God of War will be my main gameplay stream during every day. And then at nighttime, I'll be doing Yakuza 6. Okay? And that's kind of the rough idea. Now, you may be saying, now, wait a minute, Phil. What happened to Bloodborne? I mean, you're going to be doing the Old Hunters DLC, but you still got to finish that, right? Then you've got to do Bergenworth. Then you've got to do Old Yarnum, or not Old Yarnum, excuse me, the Unseen Village second run. Then once you get that, you can unlock the upper Cathedral Ward, which is the whole optional area with the aliens and Ebrietis. And then when you're done with that, you got to go to the Nightmare of Mensis, and then you got to finish the game. You still got a lot left to go in Bloodborne. This isn't, you're not done with the game. You probably got 2, 3, 4 sessions left, depending on how it goes. So what is going on with that? The answer I have for you guys is very simple. Okay? Bloodborne is going on hiatus. Bloodborne was always kind of the filler event this week to build us up to God of War. That's always how I build it. I never said, oh, Bloodborne will be the main featured thing for several weeks. It's basically the filler event, which I knew people would love because people have wanted to see me go back to Bloodborne for a while. But it's going to go on hiatus during the course of the time when I'm playing God of War. All right? It's that simple. Now, God of War, as I said, is being reported to be a very long game. So if God of War is as long as everyone is saying, it could take me 2 weeks or more to beat it. Okay? But I am planning on doing God of War as my main gameplay stream every day. There will be a couple exceptions. I'm sure that first weekend, so not the weekend of release coming up now, but maybe the weekend after, maybe I'll do an Ultra Street Fighter 2 session just to break it up. So we're not doing the same thing every single day. All right, and every once in a while, if I feel Yakuza 6 is getting a little stale on the nighttime streams, maybe I'll mix in a session of PUBG here or there. All right, so that's kind of the schedule for now. Is going to be God of War during the daytime, Yakuza at night. Every once in a while, a little bit of variety with maybe Street Fighter or some PUBG. And we're going to keep doing that until God of War finishes. When God of War finally completes, then I'll be resuming the Bloodborne Redemption run. I fully expect if God of War is as long as everyone is reporting, okay, probably we're not going to see Bloodborne return until very late April, if not May. All right? So I'm just telling you guys up front, okay? I want this to be very transparent, all right? I'm not avoiding Bloodborne. It's not I'm dodging the game and I don't want to finish it or I've dropped the redemption run. This was always the plan, was to try to fill this week with hype to get people excited to come in and watch the Bloodborne redemption run. But then when God of War started, that was going to be the priority. And then when I'm done with God of War, I'm going to go back to Bloodborne, all right? So FYI, just throwing this out there. All right, so you know ahead of time. Then I figure it'll be pretty exciting. If God of War finishes, we go back to Bloodborne for several days. We get people still hyped on the streams. A good start to May. It could be good. And then what I'm actually thinking is once I wrap up Bloodborne, okay, I may do like a more chill playthrough, although the games that I'm thinking of probably aren't very chill. I wanted to go back and play Dead Space 2 again at some point. Because right now it's a free for Xbox Live subscribers game, and I am an Xbox Live subscriber. So I'm thinking of maybe going and getting that and doing a second run through Dead Space 2, just for a nice survival horror style game. And or maybe one or two other things. All right. Also, in mid-May, just so you guys know, I am planning on possibly taking a couple, 2 to 3 days away from streaming. All right. Why? Because I need some time away. I do. I've been working my butt off, sometimes working 8 straight days without a break for my voice or anything. And quite frankly, you know, my girlfriend Kat's lived with me for 2 months now, over 2 months. And we really don't have a lot of time to spend together. I mean, real talk here, guys, we don't. I see her maybe a couple hours a day. It's because we're both working adults, so our schedules are very busy. I'm always on stream. She's always at work. Or when she's not at work, a lot of the time, her schedule, she has to get up early, so she has to go to bed early, and I don't get to see her that much. So we want to spend a few days together, maybe do some things around the house and get some stuff done here, and, you know, spend some significant time, and we can't really do that unless I set time to do it. And I was taking a look at the schedule, all right? I was taking a look at the schedule, and it looks to me, all right, it looks to me like mid-May is incredibly slow. All right, it looks like mid-May is actually going to be a very slow time. No releases at all. There's like 2 entire weeks in May where there's not a single new release, or at least not a single new release that I'm interested in. So I'm thinking that would probably be the absolutely perfect time for me to take maybe 2-3 days away from streaming and then come back nice and rejuvenated and refreshed, because if you guys aren't aware, in late May, we've got 3 ginormous new releases. One is State of Decay 2. One is Detroit Become Human, and then the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which I'm planning to play the living hell out of, okay? So all that being said, I just want to throw that out there for you guys, all right? I just want to let you know what's going on. I'll have more details as we approach. I mean, we're a long ways off. We're probably about a month away from any of this happening, but I just want to give you the heads up, just so you guys know what's going on. But it'll be a perfect opportunity for me to do it now, before we get too caught up in new releases and everything. And then I get all burnt out, and now I feel all, you know, that's the worst, when you're in the midst of a ridiculous amount of new games, but I feel burnt out and tired, you know, because now it's like, God, I really want to be energetic for this stuff, but I can't because I'm also worn out. That's why I want to try to take this time off while I can before it gets too hectic with new stuff, okay? Sounds good? All right, guys. All right, so that is it. That's a rough update on the schedules. So we got the Bloodborne, you know, Redemption Run continuing today and tomorrow, and a guarantee that after I finish the Nightmare Frontier, we're going into the Old Hunters DLC, which is what everyone wants to see. And then tonight is the premiere of Yakuza 6, which is very exciting, because we didn't know if that was going to happen this week. And then tomorrow night, the premiere of God of War. So we've got a ridiculous amount of great stuff coming up in the next week. I hope you guys are excited for the streams, because I certainly am. All right. So, guys, that's the gist of what I wanted to talk about today. All right. Very quickly, if you guys aren't aware, 2 notable departures from our plane of existence. Both Barbara Bush and Bruno Sammartino passed away in the past day. So rest in peace to both of them. Great notable people who many people will miss. There you go. Okay. Now, guys, let's very quickly do the plugs segment of my stream, where I will cover, you know, the plugs, duh, and then we're going to get to shout-outs, where I give you credit for your cheers, subs, and tips here on pre-stream. In fact, I know the stream stats I need to update already, because we already had some people cheering, subbing, and tipping, so I need to get them up on the leaderboards. Okay? Sounds good? All right, guys. First of all, thank you guys very much for your support. I mean, this past week has been pretty amazing, especially with the Bloodborne Redemption Run. People have been coming out to check out my streams, you know, for the first time in a long time, or maybe some people for the first time at all, right? Thank you for that. You know, I appreciate any viewership that I get on stream or on the videos on YouTube. Keep in mind, anything that I do here on stream, I record, and it goes uploading to my DSPGaming channel on YouTube immediately following. So if you miss any portion of any of my streams, you can get caught up right away, okay? That being said, if you enjoy these daily live streams and on-demand videos that I work on, and you'd like to see this continue, if you'd like to maybe go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or video watcher, and you'd like to contribute in a different way to ensure that I can keep doing this on a daily basis, well, there are many things that you can do. Allow me to go through some of those. The first one is Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys aren't aware, we did hit the subscriber goal for the month of April. It was 450 subs, and we hit it already. Now, right now, as you can see, subs are at 449. However, we did get some new subs today, so it might be up again. But we did already hit it. So regardless of the fact that it dipped a little bit, we hit it. So we're definitely doing the upcoming Patron's Choice playthrough. So what does that mean? It means that I have a Patreon. You can check it out at patreon.com/darksidefil. And it's your contributions to my monthly Patreon drive that help me to keep doing this for a living. You help defray the cost of doing this as a job, for including cost of games, cost of electricity, cost of internet, cost of equipment. All right? But the cool thing about Patreon is that your contributions earn you stuff that I give back. Perk levels, they're called. And in particular, the biggest perk level for this month, if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon by the end of April, you're now going to have the power to nominate and vote on a game that's going to be the next Patron's Choice playthrough, meaning it'll be a full playthrough determined by the voting and nominating of the patrons, all right? Now, you may say, now, wait a minute. I'm sure Phil has hundreds of Patreon subscribers, so well, $5, what is that, a drop in a bucket? You know, my nomination, my vote isn't going to count. I'm not going to bother doing that. No, it's actually the complete and polar opposite. On average, I actually went back and started looking at previous Patron's Choice events. On average, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, guys, on average, only about 20 to 30 people nominate and vote on games for these events. That's it. So just think about that. Only 20 to 30 people. And if you're one of them, that's a tremendous amount of power. In fact, the past event, someone was like, man, I really don't think anyone's going to care about this game, but here it is. And it ended up being like in the top 3 number of votes when people were actually voting on the games. So that's what I mean. Like, you don't even understand how much power you get being a patron. All right, it's a tremendous amount of power. Just a small handful of people will determine a playthrough that thousands of people will be watching on the internet, live on stream, and also on YouTube. Pretty crazy, right? All right. So that being said, guys, please check it out over at patreon.com/darksidefil. Certainly, that perk is the best one for this month, in my opinion, being able to nominate and vote on games for this event. But there's others, too. For example, you can get your name put into a YouTube video as a shout-out thank you. You can get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which is coming up in only 1 week, next week. The 26th of April is my next episode. Or you can even get a private Q&A video made where you ask me your own questions, whatever, and I will answer it in detail for like a 15 to 25-minute video just for you, or it's up to you if you want to give that to your friends or share it with the world. Totally, you're under your power, all right? So really awesome perks. If you check them out, all right, check it out over at patreon.com/darksidefil. Please consider contributing this month. Like I said, a lot of people maybe hold off and say, yeah, I'm not going to contribute because I don't think that, it's going to matter this month. This month, it does. It's a guarantee that the Patron's Choice event is happening, and it gives you a crazy amount of power. So please consider pledging, all right? Number two, my Teespring store, which you can check out at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Tons of designs, logos, and artwork, all made by my viewers and fans. It's great quality stuff. I can personally attest to it because I own several of the shirts, plus a mug, plus a sweatshirt. And it's all amazing stuff. I love it, okay? So, give it a look. Anything that you happen to buy from my Teespring shop, I get a commission from. Helps me out. And obviously, you get a cool collectible. In addition, later this year, it's not ready yet. In fact, it's probably not going to be ready until the fall, but just giving you guys the heads up. Much later this year, there will be a 10th anniversary line of product that's going to be going live there. If you say 10th anniversary of what? Of me being a content creator for the internet. If you guys aren't aware, I've been making gameplay videos for 10 years. Yeah. Can you believe it? A decade of my life has gone towards doing this. Pretty nuts when you really think about it. But hey, that's how it goes, right? That's how it's been. So, yeah, pretty sweet. 10th anniversary stuff coming out later this year, FYI, all right? But anyway, guys, give my Teespring a look, and I appreciate anything that you guys may, buy from there. It helps me out, okay? Thank you very much. All right, guys. Now, last but certainly not least, if you're here live on the stream and you're enjoying yourself and you've been looking forward to this old Hunter's Run, which I'm going to start, and you're getting hype and you're getting excited and you want a shout out during the stream, there's 3 ways that you can get a shout out during the stream. The first would be to cheer with bits. The second would be to subscribe to the channel. The third would be to tip me. Just a hint, guys, if you are already an Amazon Prime member or a Twitch Prime member, okay? Right now, there's a huge deal going on. You can get 500 bits for $1. It's pretty much the cheapest they've ever been. So if you ever wanted to get some bits to support, you know, anyone, any streamer, now would be the opportunity. If you are a Twitch Prime subscriber, that is a huge discount, all right? So that being said, guys, cheering, subbing, or tipping will earn you a shout out during the stream. Some criteria, however, and let me cover the criteria. Number 1, please be as concise as possible. The shorter, the better, because when I'm doing a live stream with a lot of gameplay, you know, it's easy to read a short shout out and respond to it versus reading sentence after sentence after sentence. If you give me a paragraph, chances are I'm not going to read it and respond to it. It is at my discretion, all right? Number 2, please be positive. Please, no negative messages, insults, trying to stir the pot. Did you hear that this guy talks shit about you, Phil? I don't care. And I don't want to hear that. And I certainly don't want to see it in an attempted shout out message. And I'm not going to respond to it. All right. So that being said, you know, please stay as positive as possible. All right. So there you go. That's really the very general criteria. In general, most people who cheer, sub, and tip get it. And we don't have a lot of problems. It's just that there's a few bad eggs who purposely come in and try to stir the pot. Some people try to get me to say things that are inflammatory and stuff. Usually I'm good about catching it. Every once in a while something slips through. But for the most part, the streams are great and positive and fun. This week in particular with Bloodborne has been great. So thanks, guys, for that. All right. Now, if you want to go the next level and you want to get visual recognition for your contributions, well, if you either cheer 50 bits or more, or if you subscribe to the channel and then you wait a couple minutes and a share button will pop up and you click that share button, or if you tip me $5 or more, if you do any of those 3 things, you'll get an on-screen visual notification, all right? An on-screen visual pop-up animation will show up for your contributions. Those have been designed by longtime viewer, fan, and chat moderator Popsicolo, so a big shout out to him for creating those for us for the streams. Very nice of him. Okay. So, great, right? It's great. You got both visual and verbal recognition for your shout-outs. Pretty cool, right? All right, now 2 other final things to cover, and then we're going to jump right into the shout-outs for today's stream. All right, so first of all, guys, as you know, we're doing a subscriptions goal. We've already hit the 450 subs goal. In fact, you know what? Let me take this opportunity. Since I'm now looking at it, let's see how many subs we're up to right now. We're up to 451, so I'm going to go ahead and update this right now. So at least we have an accurate tally of where we're at, okay? 451 subs. As you can see, guys, we're less than 25 subs away from hitting the monthly goal of 475. This is the tier 2 goal. If we do obtain that goal, I'll be putting together a funny video for you guys where I'm going to go and get a silly product similar to how I did back in January with the Wax Vac Earwax Remover. What a freaking joke that was. And I'm going to do a silly DSP Tries It video for you guys as a reward. All right? So we only need a few more subs. It's not a big gap that we have here. And the fact that God of War's coming out, Yakuza tonight, maybe this will inspire some people to subscribe who maybe normally wouldn't. Keep in mind, subscribing gives you many benefits, including access to all of this channel's emotes, both here and in anyone else's chat. In addition, it allows you to skip the ads, meaning if I go take a break and run some advertisements, you don't have to see them, but I still get credit. Helps it helps me out and helps you out as well. And of course, you got to talk about the Chat Crown badges, right? For subscribers, the sub badge is a crown. So when you start out as a sub, you get a bronze crown. When you're a 3-month or longer supporter, it's a silver crown. When you are a 6-month supporter, it's a golden crown. And then finally, at the end of the year, after 1 year of support, it's a golden crown encrusted with beautiful, shiny rubies. So it's very nice, okay? So all that, obviously, is what you get for subbing, and obviously, you help me out. Keep in mind, there's also different tiers of sub. You can do a tier 2 sub that's a little bit more expensive, but I get a little bit bigger of a cut. You also get exclusive emote access to a Super Saiyan God DSP emote for that one. And then for tier 3 subs, I get an even bigger cut and you get the Super Saiyan God Blue emo. So, pretty cool. Thanks to anyone who is an ongoing sub or supporter, and if you're considering doing it as well, thank you very much. Last but not least, guys, I already mentioned tipping me. And you may say, well, how does that work? How does tipping work? Because I see here I could cheer with bits, or I can subscribe to the channel right here through Twitch, but I don't see anything for tipping. How does that work? Well, there's two ways you could tip me. Either, if you're watching right now live on the channel, if you look below the channel page, okay, below the stream, there should be a grid of information there covering a lot of topics, including links to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, and to my personal website. You've even got the stream rules listed there, which I very strongly recommend you read before we get started here. But there's also a section that says tips. There's a picture of me posing with Pokemon. And if you click on that picture, it'll take you to my tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or you can leave your name in a message if you'd like one to get those aforementioned shout outs on stream. Okay? Now, if you don't see any of that information, it's cool. You may be on a mobile version of the site and it doesn't usually display that stuff. Instead, you could just type !tip into the stream chat, and Nightbot, which is our moderation bot, will bring up the link. You can click on that and that'll take you to the tips page directly. Okay? There you go, guys. All right, so that is it. Let's now get to shout-outs, and I'm going to be updating the leaderboard now based on, all of your contributions so far, so let's jump right into it. Let me scroll all the way down here. So first of all, I'd like to give an overnight shout-out thank you to Golden Colts. When I was not streaming last night, he came into the stream and did a 65-bit cheer. Thank you very much, as always, for your ongoing support, Golden Colts. Very much appreciated. Okay, now, as for people who contributed during today's stream, we started out with Hippo Stabber, who did a 40-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Hippo Stabber, for that. But then we had Mike Foxy, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Mike Foxy, for the sub. I appreciate that. And then Mike Foxy tipped me $5 and said, saw the final trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. No, I have not. I think it dropped today. I think I saw someone talking about that on Twitter this morning, but I have not seen it. So the answer is no. And I don't even know when the movie comes out. I'm assuming the summer. I'm just assuming the summer is when it's coming out. But yeah, I will probably give it a look maybe later today when I get a chance. Thank you for the tip and the sub, Mike Foxy. And then Mike Foxy gifted a sub to Samuel Brahmahan 7. Now, Samuel has been very patiently waiting. He heard that, this last weekend, there was a very generous person who had come into the stream and was gifting a bunch of subs out, okay? So Samuel really wanted a sub, but he can't afford it, and he was like, man, I hope maybe I could get in it one day when someone's gifting subs. He's been asking every day. Finally, today was his day. Mike Foxy. I can't read this guy's name for some reason. Mike Foxy gifted him a sub. So congratulations to Samuel. You are finally in the right place at the right time. There you go. Congratulations to you. Okay. Shout out to Alex Master, who did a 50-bit cheer. And he said, at some point during the stream, you should follow up on Alfred at the castle if you haven't done so. Also, I think you missed an NPC Eileen the Crow near the Central Yarnum Lantern. No, I did find Eileen. And later on, I helped her out with the Henrik Hunt. But that's the last thing that I've done with her. If I remember correctly, isn't there like another 1 or 2 legs of her quest? And then finally you have a showdown with her in the same cathedral where you fought Vicar Amelia, right? I think that's correct. I could be wrong, but maybe it's not. Maybe you fight a different hunter in there. I'm trying to remember. I don't 100% remember. But I know there's like a showdown in that Vicar Amelia area, and then it's the end of Eileen's plot line. So, but I don't know where she is right now. I don't know where they've moved her. So I'm a little uncertain there. In addition, as for Alfred, I'm assuming he's at Canehurst now. That's probably why they put the lantern in the room with the Vile Blood Queen. So I guess maybe I should go check out Alfred. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so when I get a chance, right now I'm in the Nightmare Frontier. Maybe when I finish with the Nightmare Frontier, I'll go check up on those and try to figure them out. And you go from there. Okay? Alrighty. BWT56 cheer, he said, I see you got a response from Kenny Omega. That's awesome. Yeah, last night, Kenny, the thing is, I don't really follow a lot of people on Twitter, but I do read Twitter trends. Okay, so I'm actually well aware that a lot of WWE wrestlers are gamers. And not only WWE, but New Japan Pro Wrestling and the indie, a lot of indie circuits. There's a lot of wrestlers who I respect and appreciate who are very big video gamers. One of them was actually Aleister Black. Last week, he tweeted that he finally beat Far Cry 5 and he hated the ending. And I tweeted him back, I'm like, yeah, dude, everyone hates the ending. There's two endings, they both kind of suck. So it's like a tremendously good game when it comes to gameplay, and then the story is just like really underwhelming end, okay? But Kenny Omega is a huge fan of Street Fighter and Capcom in general. Like, he follows all the different Capcom games, and he really loves fighting games. And he's done exhibition matches against people before and stuff like that. So yesterday, he actually put up a post about, it was Cody's birthday. If you're not aware, Cody is a character from Final Fight who then found himself later on in the Street Fighter Alpha series, and of course he was in Street Fighter 4. So he posted this up, I'm like, wow, I saw this in my Twitter trends. I'm like, that's kind of cool, man. He really is like a super fan like me. Like, he's totally into the Capcom fighting game lore and stuff. So I actually tweeted him back there, and I was like, hey, man, I'm just curious if you're getting the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, coming up, because it has so many classic games, and I know that you're a longtime fan of Street Fighter like I am. And I would maybe even like to run a couple sets against you if you get any free time. It would be a pretty cool thing. And he actually responded back this morning. He's like, yeah, I'm probably getting it either on PS4, Switch, or both. And, there's so many games in the collection, it would probably be a lot of fun to play against you. So cool. And I was like, all right, sounds good. So I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, the guy's a very busy guy. He's one of the top wrestlers in Japan right now. So I know he's going to have a crazy busy schedule. But like I told you guys, with this upcoming Street Fighter collection, all right, it's going to be pretty nuts. I get the feeling a lot of people are going to be experiencing classic Street Fighter for the very first time, being that it's going to be on modern consoles. And I, quite frankly, guys, am kind of the mindset that I'm very open-minded here. I'm almost thinking, I'm not really announcing this yet, but I've got an idea, all right? The DSP Open Challenge, where I will take on comers from every from every kind of area, whether it's pro players, whether it's casual players, whether it's, celebrities, anyone who wants to play old school Street Fighter with me, I'd be more than happy to sit down and play a couple sets, man. I'd be totally cool with that, especially in this upcoming collection, at least with Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I know I'm really good. Alpha 3, as I've said from the get-go, I'm not very good at that game. And so, therefore, if there is a game I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me repeatedly, it's going to be Alpha 3, because I'm not very good at it. But I would be thrilled to play, this collection with, any kind of people. It would be pretty cool, because, I used to do this way back in the day when Street Fighter 4 released. I actually had a few sets with players such as Free One Up and the King Kindred. Now, that was a bajillion years ago, okay? It really was. And by the way, back then, my internet was way worse than it is now. It was just a very different situation. But I would love to challenge other YouTubers, to challenge pro players, to challenge, like I said, people who are into other stuff, like pro wrestling. Anyone who wants to play this collection against me, I am totally down for a few, fun sets. I am all about friendly competition and, having that kind of honorable challenge. So I'm down, we'll see what happens. I've already announced that I'm going to be holding some open lobbies after the game releases, where I'll have people who just want to play me are able to come into the lobby and challenge me and play against me in these games. So, maybe that could be an opportunity, or if there's obviously someone who's more notable, who has a busy schedule, like maybe Kenny wants to play me, or he has some time to play, and maybe he's going to do an open lobby or something, I'll try to join him, and see what happens. So, all right, so there you go. Should be pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes come May. The very end of May, and of course June is probably when I'll be playing the hell out of that collection. So, all right, shout out to FAC316, FAC316, who cheered 25 bits and says, "Are you hyped for the Yakuza 6 Cam Girl minigame? I know nothing about this, and you've just spoiled the game. How dare you? How dare you spoil Yakuza 6? Now you know what? The playthrough's off. I'm deleting the game off my PS4. I'm not going to play it now because you spoiled it. There's no reason. There's literally no reason for me to play it. You've completely spoiled the surprise. It's over. All right? So tonight instead, I'm going to be, let's see. Tonight, instead, we're going to do something nice and boring. Let's see, what should we do? You guys can watch me whittle some wood. All right, I'll whittle some wood for about 2 hours on stream. All right, I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. But please, guys, understand, especially if it's a game that I haven't played, please don't spoil. I had no idea there was what kind of mini games are in Yakuza 6 or whatever. So please don't spoil. I would like to actually play the game legitimately tonight, and, you know, I don't know if I doubt the mini game's going to unlock that early in the game in the first 2 hours anyway, but still, you understand, you know, it's kind of it's kind of a deflation when you're pumped for a new release, and then you go to play it, and someone already told you all about it. You're like, son of a bitch. So, please, no spoilers. Alrighty then. Hippo Stabber, just cheered and said, you should talk about free Prime sub and how to do it as well, my dude. Well, here's the thing, Hippo Stabber. I don't know about that. From what I'm to understand, if you have never signed up for Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime before, I guess there's a free trial, but I don't know about that process, so I don't want to talk about something I don't really understand. I don't know if it requires you to sign up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these, oh, you get a free month, but you have to give your credit card information up front. I don't know. I haven't done it, and I don't understand it. So I'm not going to overstep my bounds and start talking about something I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, Phil said you can get 500 bits for $1, but that's only for Twitch Prime. I'm not part of Twitch Prime. Well, I guess there's a free trial, but I don't know the ins and outs about that. Okay? All right. All right. Shout out to Eternal Napalm, who just did a 50-bit cheer and said, you seem to really be enjoying the Bloodborne playthrough. Are you ready for the old hunters and the secrets within? Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Eternal Napalm, and this is the God's honest truth. When I played the DLC of the old hunters back in fall, actually it was November of 2015. Yes, 2015 is when Bloodborne came out. So 3 years ago, I didn't want to play it. I actually did not want to play the DLC. I told everyone, I don't want to play this. I'm in the middle of Fallout 4, which at the time I was really just, you know, immersed in the world of Fallout 4. And I didn't want to stop playing it. I wanted to keep going with Fallout 4, and I didn't want to interrupt my ongoing playthrough of the game, okay? Now, admittedly, at the time that the Bloodborne DLC came out, I actually remember it was Thanksgiving week that year. And I had already been playing Fallout 4 for about 2 weeks. So a lot of people had been burnt out on Fallout 4. I was not. I was still full steam ahead, wanted to keep playing it, but some people were just burnt out and they wanted to see me do this Bloodborne DLC, and they nagged and they poked and they prodded. And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'll do it later. Just leave me alone. But they kept hammering me and trolling me, and every day stream chat would be flooded with play the Bloodborne DLC. And finally I was like, fine. If you guys are really going to annoy me this much, I'm just going to do it so I could do it and get out of the goddamn way so I could go back to doing what I want to do. So I did. I played it for 2 sessions. I didn't like it because I didn't want to play it. I wasn't in a mood for Bloodborne. Keep in mind, it wasn't like now where I'm going through Bloodborne from the start and I was all refreshed and rejuvenated on the gameplay and the controls or anything like that. I actually had just resumed where I had left off after beating the game. I played at a New Game Plus level, which people insisted I do to make it challenging, which was a big fucking mistake because I hadn't played the game all year. And basically, I had a bad time. I played it for 2 days. I didn't like it at all. I was upset that I had to spend time playing this fucking thing when I didn't want to. And pretty much it was just a big negative trolling session where people were just like being real nasty to me about not liking it and not doing good in it. And then I got to the first boss, Ludwig, and I tried to beat him for about 2 hours and I couldn't. I said, fuck this, I'm not playing this anymore. Like, seriously, I just didn't want to do this to begin with. And if you guys are going to be nasty and just, you know, be like this to me at a time when I didn't want to play this, I wanted to keep doing Fallout, screw it. And I finished it and I never went back to it, you know. Now, let's be honest, guys. Let's be very honest. I was in a different place in 2015. If you guys remember, all right, 2015 was a very, very bad year. Just think of some of the shit that happened to me in 2015, all right? Number one, false copyright strikes out the ass. This was before I was live streaming on Twitch. I was just doing live streaming as fan service. I didn't make any money doing it. All my income was based on YouTube ad revenue. And I had been trolled by 2 different people who had submitted fan art and stream introduction, like video packages for me, who had then went and claimed copyright on them on YouTube, which, by the way, was completely false, but because YouTube's copyright system was completely automated back then, I got struck with multiple strikes, and DSPGaming almost got shut down. What I ended up having to do was I had to delete all the pre-stream videos for like 2 years because they all had used fan art. And I was like, damn, anyone could have been a sleeper agent of these assholes posting up fan art telling me I have permission to use it just to go back on their word. All right. So that being said, my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, plummeted and lost tons of revenue. First of all, it completely fell out of the YouTube search rankings. All right. So I got no views from anyone who was searching for hot new releases. You know, people, oh, Fallout 4. I didn't even show up. Even though I was one of the most hyped people to play the game, I didn't even show up playing Fallout 4 because people had screwed me over with these false copyright strikes. So number one, I had tons of revenue loss, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to keep doing this as a job. So already I was in a bad mindset. Then, by the way, in 2015, I also got swatted. All right? And if you guys remember, during this period of time, what happened was after I got swatted, basically, you know, my ex-girlfriend and I had to completely cancel our plans to go to her brother's wedding. Her brother had a wedding on the East Coast, and we were invited, and we were going to go. And then after we got swatted, and then her dad got swatted, we were like, damn, no one is safe. Not only are they attacking us, they're attacking other family members. Now, what happens if we go to this wedding, and the wedding gets swatted, right? That would ruin something that's supposed to be a perfect, happy event for two people who have nothing to do with me. So obviously I wasn't going to be a part of that, and we had to cancel the whole trip and everything. So, and by the way, the wedding was that week of Fallout 4 and all that going on. So all this really negative, nasty shit happened to me in 2015. I was in a totally different mindset back then. You know, now I'm way more positive. I'm way more open-minded. I'm way more responsive to your guys and your feedback. As you guys know, I'm way more interactive. Things are a lot better now than they were back then. That was just a really bad time for me, quite frankly. So when people were being so nasty to me about this DLC, and I was just like, fuck this, I don't even want to do it, but I'll begrudgingly do it. And then I fucking, you know, ended up going through the way it did. It just left a really bad taste in my mouth. And so for years, I just don't ever want to go back. I don't want to go back and play Bloodborne. I don't want to do the DLC. Fuck it, leave it, right? Now I'm in a much different place. And after doing redemption runs, right, a redemption run in Dark Souls 1 last year, and then replaying Dark Souls 2, and then doing the Scholar of the First Sin edition last summer, I said, all right, you know what, fair enough. I think I'm going to go back to Bloodborne. And now I'm playing Bloodborne as, you know, a redemption run, and I'm not grinding, right? And I'm doing parrying way better than my first run. Are you kidding me? Like, that first run from years and years ago, I barely parried at all. I didn't even really understand the usage of guns at all. I didn't understand timing for parries or anything. Now I'm parrying bosses. Did you guys see the Master Ligarius fight from yesterday? Right? That was pretty amazing. Like, even I impressed myself because, you know, I was really, you know, toughing it out. I'm at the end of the fight, and it could have been the end. He's coming at me. Boom. Parried him. And executed him with a visceral. And, I mean, holy shit. And I'm doing that a lot, you know? So, I'm having a ton of fun with this game. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm actually having way more fun with this run of Bloodborne than I did 3 years ago. And sadly, I hate to say it, I wish that 3 years ago I was in a place where I am now. A much happier place, a more positive place. Because now I'm more open-minded, and I'm taking my time, and I'm understanding the game and having fun with it. You know, back then, it was very different. It was a very different time and experience for me. I still very much felt like I was isolated. I had to ignore the stream chat to avoid spoilers. Instead, I'm just going to act like I was sitting in an isolation booth when I play video games. It was very weird. All right. But I'm having a ton of fun now, you know. So here's the thing. You know, now I'm going into Old Hunters with a completely different mindset. I've been playing Bloodborne for 4 days straight, right? Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so today's will be the 5th day. I am now used to the controls. I'm used to the gameplay, you know. Heading into the DLC now, I'm well equipped for it. Versus back then, I hadn't even played the game all year, and I didn't even want to play it. So it's kind of night and day from that first time. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to foolishly start the DLC at New Game Plus like I did last time. That was a really stupid move. Okay? That was a really stupid move. So now I'm going to be doing it at the normal level, and we're going to see how it goes. You know, people are telling me the last 2 bosses of the DLC are some of the hardest, if not the hardest, in the entire From Software series. Fair enough. I'll give it a stab, an honest try. We'll see what goes on here. If I can beat it by tomorrow, we'll find out, I guess, right? Okay. All right. Shout out to Jack Spartacus. Jack Spartacus just cheered. And he said, Far Cry 5's ending sucked. I hope God of War's end is not some shit like that. Yeah, you know, one of the most disappointing things that can happen in gaming, all right, is when, sadly, you play through a game that otherwise is quite good, right? You're having a good time, you're enjoying yourself, and then the ending comes, and the ending stinks, you know? And in the case of Far Cry 5, there were 2 possible endings, and both of them were negative. It's like, what were they thinking there, you know? And especially for the amount of content that Far Cry 5 has, and the fact that you can get hooked on it and play it for as long as I did. Like, for me, I played it for 30, 40 hours, I think. To get that ending is like, come on, man, really? Like, you couldn't do better than that? I mean, I understand they wanted to go for, like, a kind of very dark, almost like Twilight Zone ending, but come on, man. You know, I invested a ton of time and work into it, and then you're going to give me that for the ending? You know what I mean? Like, that's really disappointing. So, I guess we'll see. Hopefully, all right, hopefully, knock on wood, God of War not only has amazing gameplay that holds up throughout the course of the game, but also it doesn't fizzle out at the end and have a shit ending, because that would be one of the worst. You know, the game's amazing, and then the ending, you wish you didn't even see it, right? Okay. So, I think I've now covered all the shout-outs, guys. It looks like Eternal Napalm and Alex Master both did 50-bit cheers, so I guess you guys will be tied for the top cheer today. Let me update the leaderboard here. And certainly it doesn't mean that someone obviously can blow them out really quickly. I mean, 50 bits is very low. Hold on a second here. Shit. There we go. So you guys are up on the leaderboard, getting credit. And, you know, reminder, guys, I will be keeping a running tally of subs. So, you know, every once in a while, I'll check total subs and see how we're doing, and I'll update the leaderboard. And we are pushing towards 475 as the goal. And also, you know, top cheer and top tip will be updated. Right now, top cheer is only 50 bits, and both Alex Master and Eternal Napalm are tied for top cheer. Top tip is currently Might Foxy with $5, okay? I guess I also should take this opportunity to give a shout out to Mr. Swaggins, who is the weekly cheerleader right now, as well as the very best, who's in second place, and Be My Eyes, who's in third, okay? All right, that is it, guys. Thank you very much for being patient. I hope you enjoyed all the stuff we talked about on pre-stream. It is now time to start 4+ hours of Bloodborne here on the stream. Whoa, hold on. Shout out to Crazed Carnivore. Crazed Carnivore just subscribed to the channel for the 5th month in a row. Thank you for the 5 months of ongoing support, Crazed Carnivore. I appreciate that. There's the celebratory burp for your resub. Thank you, sir. Oh, my God. Thank you very much. All right. That is it, guys. Let us now begin. Bloodborne, like I said, we're resuming the Nightmare Frontier. And then once that's done, probably I'll go see Alfred. I'll try to level up my blood tinge, maybe look for Eileen. And then we're going right into the Old Hunters DLC, which I don't remember how to access. So I'm going to have to try to figure it out. I don't remember. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Let's do this. Yeah.